Move over GameStop, there's a new hot topic everyone on CNBC is talking about, and that of course is a massive news that Tesla has bought $1.5 billion in Bitcoin and plans to accept Bitcoin as payment for its product. Naturally, Bitcoin hits an all-time high on this announcement, which means that with just a single Bitcoin, you can buy this Tesla Model 3. So let's get into the details of this news and what it means for how companies hold their cash reserves, and if this could lead to another face-off between Elon Musk and the SEC. Now, this is the SEC filing that was announced by Tesla, and to summarize, Tesla updated its investment policy in January so it could invest a portion of its cash reserve into alternative reserves such as digital assets, gold bullions, gold ETFs, etc. And I honestly think that they just added the gold bullion and ETF to calm down their more conservative investors, because their main focus is on digital assets, as they only bought $1.5 billion of Bitcoins, at least according to this filing. But it is this next part that's the bigger news. Tesla expects to begin accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment for their products in the near future. Now, two reasons why this is big news. And the first thing is that this completely eliminates the friction between transactions, because right now only a few places accept Bitcoins as means of exchange. So if you want to go to Five Guys, for example, you'll need to sell your Bitcoin for cash, and then you can pay for the burgers with the cash. By allowing people to buy cars and other products with Bitcoin, Tesla basically validates this as a means of exchange, and it's going to spur other companies to, be more open to accepting Bitcoin as payment, and it's going to likely increase Bitcoin's overall footprint in the transaction economy. And secondly, by accepting payment in Bitcoin, Tesla doesn't even have to go out of their way to buy Bitcoins anymore. They can just hold the original $1.5 billion of Bitcoin, and if and when people start buying Tesla stuff with Bitcoin, then their cryptocurrency holding basically is going to grow naturally. I'm sure Tesla's decision to move some of its cash into Bitcoin is undoubtedly a big shock to a few people, but if you were paying attention, this decision wasn't really a surprise, because back in December, MicroStrategy, they announced that it bought over $1 billion of Bitcoin, and it did so because it believed that Bitcoin will provide the opportunity for better returns and preserve the value of our capital over time compared to holding cash. At the same time in December, look at this Twitter thread between Michael Saylor, who is the CEO of MicroStrategy, and Elon Musk. Michael suggests to Elon that he should move some cash into Bitcoin, and that this move will be doing Tesla shareholders a $100 billion favor. Musk asks if this large of a transaction is even possible, to which Michael says that his company purchased over $1.3 billion worth of Bitcoin. He can share the playbook offline. It seems like the playbook, it made sense because Tesla ended up buying Bitcoin. This gives every company investor to think long and hard about where they're keeping their uninvested cash, because what's been on the news headlines lately? The Fed printed trillions of dollars, and the current administration is looking to pass another $1.9 trillion stimulus package. And look at this shocking statistics that 23.6% of all United States dollars were created last year in 2020. So it's not hard to see that the value of the US dollar is going to be worth much less in the future. So holding cash that's going to be eaten away by inflation is going to be a terrible business decision that companies are going to have to deal with. That's why people are going to look at what MicroStrategy and Tesla did and now seriously going to consider about copying them. I mean, it's one thing for MicroStrategy, a company not a lot of people heard about, to, buy Bitcoin, but everyone knows Tesla. And for them to buy Bitcoin, it basically validates Bitcoin to a lot of people who are sitting on the sideline. Now, investors are already speculating that Apple is going to be the next company to buy some Bitcoins. And can you imagine for a second? Because Tesla, it has $19 billion in cash at the end of 2020. But Apple currently has almost $200 billion in cash. If they put in just 1% of that amount into Bitcoin, that's already $2 billion. Of course, all of this is speculation, and you better believe that companies are going to all be looking into alternative assets to hold their cash in, and hedge funds are going to be doing the same. So it's all very interesting and pretty exciting that Tesla, as it always does, just completely changed the game when it comes to, electric vehicles and now in how companies operate. But here's the thing, with every good news, there's going to be a potential for some bad. And I have a feeling that we're going to be seeing, a round 2 fight between Elon Musk and the SEC. To remind everyone, back in August of 2018, Elon, he tweeted that he was going to take Tesla private at $420 per share, and that he had secured funding to do so. Now, this turned out to be just a massive joke, and SEC fined Tesla and Elon Musk $20 million each, and Musk had to agree to submit his public statements about Tesla's financials to be vetted first before he publishes it. But since then, Elon's tweet has continued to make massive sway in the stock market. Like how GameStop jumped 157% when Elon tweeted GameStonk, and how Etsy shares jumped 8% when he tweeted I kinda love Etsy. Elon Musk said Cyberpunk 2077 was incredible, and shares of the game developer jumped almost 13%. And let's not forget Dogecoin, and it rallied 37% after Elon Musk and other celebrities tweeted about it. And finally, last month in January, Elon added hashtag Bitcoin to his Twitter bio, causing Bitcoin to spike 20%. And these last two tweets in particular, the Dogecoin and the Bitcoin one, that can be a reason for concerns because many investors are now getting worried of Elon Musk's ability to move markets with just a single tweet. And that's something I'm sure politicians and the SEC is going to be watching closely at, and they might even open up an investigation on. And let's not forget, there's also a huge security risk about all this now, because back in July, Twitter, they experienced a massive hack where dozens of accounts of like Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Bill Gates, Kanye West, and Elon Musk, they all ended up tweeting a Bitcoin scam. Now imagine if someone does that again, but instead, they take control of Elon's Twitter page and write something more damaging like, oh, I'm stepping away from the CEO role, or Tesla is buying NEO, or some other tweets like that that's going to lead to panic buying and panic selling. Definitely something to be wary of, and it'll be interesting to see if the SEC does anything about this. But today there was definitely lots of news, so there was a lot to unpack, and in the end we're just going to see what comes of this announcement. But all in all, I think Tesla buying Bitcoin is going to lead to further adoption of Bitcoin, and this is just going to be the start. And honestly, at this point, I'm fully expecting Elon to tweet that Tesla bought $3 billion in Dogecoin. But let me know down below if you hold any Bitcoin, or if this news is going to make you, consider buying Bitcoin. If you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and make sure to use my referral links below to claim your free $30 when you open and fund your free M1 Finance account. Thank you so much for stopping by. Happy investing, and I'll see you all next time with more financial shenanigans.